Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 5:30, and I will call this regular meeting of the Burnsville City Council to order. It is our tradition to stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and we invite you to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Members of the public are welcome to attend in person, and welcome everyone. They may also choose to watch the meeting at burnsvillemn.gov/meetings or Comcast Channel 16 or 859. The public can also participate through Zoom by joining us at zoom.us/join. More information is available on our meeting webpage and in the council agenda packet. So the first order of business this evening is the swearing in of myself and two council members. And so we will take the oath of office, and I'll be over on that side.
Madam Mayor, if you will raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Elizabeth B. Couts, do solemnly swear
I, Elizabeth B. Couts, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Minnesota,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Minnesota,
and faithfully will discharge the duties of mayor of the city of Burnsville
and faithfully will discharge the duties of mayor of the city of Burnsville,
in the county of Dakota and state of Minnesota,
in the county of Dakota in the state of Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So you want me to sign, or do we do it later? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. There we go.
Dan Gustafson. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dan Gustafson,
I,
do
Dan
solemnly swear
I, Dan Gustafson, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Minnesota,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota,
and faithfully will discharge the duties of council member of the city of Burnsville,
and faithfully discharge the duties of council member of the city of Burnsville,
in the county of Dakota and state of Minnesota,
in the county of Dakota, and the state of Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
And one more, 1, 2, 3. Good.
Good.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kara Schultz, do solemnly swear
I, Kara Schultz, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota,
and faithfully will discharge the duties of council member of the city of Burnsville
and will faithfully discharge the duties of council member of Burnsville
in the county of Dakota and state of Minnesota
and the county of Dakota and the state of Minnesota
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll get these signed later. I'll do it later. We'll do it later.
If the clerk would note that Councilmember Keelia just notified us that he's absent this evening, that he's not going to be able to make it. The next item on our agenda is the announcements of all of our upcoming meetings. Scheduled meetings for a regular council meeting is Tuesday, January 21st at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, February 4th at 5:30 p.m. We have a work session that's also scheduled for Tuesday, January 14th at 5:30 p.m. All meetings of the City Council are held here in the chambers unless I will announce that it will be at a different location. After tonight's meeting, the City Council will attend a holiday gathering at Porter Creek on County Road 42. No official business will be conducted. The next item is citizens' comments. This is the opportunity for anyone that would like to address the council on an issue that is not on the printed agenda and not an application form that will be coming before us at a future date. Now, I don't know, do we have anyone that has signed up? We do. We have one person signed up to speak before us this evening, Mrs. Dawn Grench. Yes, please. Give us your name and address for the record.
Dawn Grench, 14013 Frontier Lane,
Okay. Welcome.
Burnsville.
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm not completely comfortable speaking in public, so I have my notes here that I'm going to read. Good evening, and thank you for letting me speak to you regarding the proposed pickleball courts at Alamagnet Park. I'm one of the newest residents in the Alamagnet neighborhood. I recently moved back to Minnesota after a long absence. And after looking for 5 years, I found the perfect house in the perfect location with the perfect neighbors on Alamagnet Lake. I walk in the park almost daily. I'm so thankful for the lake and the trails that even though I'd only been here for a couple of months, I volunteered in the fall to help with the buckthorn problem in the park because I want the park's natural areas to thrive. And in my opinion, pickleball courts will not only not allow the park to thrive, but will be detrimental to the health of the natural areas. And even though I'm new to the area, and before I was even aware of the possibility of pickleball courts, I had heard from the neighbors about the fragile condition of the lake and the park. And I experienced firsthand the peak of the algae bloom this summer. This fragility is top of mind for the people who live around the area, and now for me too. And it has been top of mind for my neighbors for many, many years, not just since they've learned about the pickleball courts. So when I got the postcard announcing the addition of pickleball courts in the park, I became really sad and felt an immediate protectiveness towards the lake and the natural and human environment surrounding it. There seem to be so many better options than putting these courts in an already stressed environment. Alamagnet Park is considered a priority natural area, and the lake is a high priority for restoration. I would love to see the council keep that as their focus and find an alternative location for the pickleball courts. Also, call me quaint, but I believe in the phrase reduce, reuse, and recycle. It seems a much better use of our resources to put these courts in an already existing indoor structure. I have to believe that there are some partnerships out there that haven't been explored that would allow for this to happen. And it honestly baffles me that these wouldn't be indoors. We live in Minnesota, where even our tough football Vikings have an indoor stadium. I would think in the dead of winter, people might want to get some exercise and play pickleball indoors. In fact, I would argue that it's crucial to get exercise in the dead of winter. But even if you decide that the courts need to be outdoors, there are so many other options that wouldn't have the negative effects they'd have on Alamagnet Lake. There are tennis courts and hockey rinks that could be fitted for pickleball courts that would satisfy the city's multi-use goals. Soccer, ultimate frisbee, and lacrosse share fields. I think pickleball could do the same. It doesn't seem necessary or make any sense to build completely new courts in a fragile park when so many better options exist. I know the term NIMBY, not in my backyard, has been applied to those of us who are objecting to having the pickleball courts in Alamagnet Park, and I want to push back on that. We have a lot going on in our backyard at Alamagnet Park. There are baseball fields, bleachers, soccer fields, a concession stand, lights, an equipment shed, parking lots, the dog parks, a playground, disc golf, a volleyball court, a picnic shelter, horseshoes, biking, cross-country skiing trails, fishing year-round, ice skating, and boating, etc. That seems to be enough for a fragile park and lake to handle. And the proposed courts would add more parking lots, lights, seating areas, and 8 courts. We shouldn't ask Alamagnet Park to take on more, especially since there are so many better options. So please don't think of us as NIMBYs, and please, please, please don't add more hardscape to an already very busy and fragile park. Although honestly, I might suggest that no one wants pickleball in their backyard because of the whack, whack, whack of the ball hitting the paddle. Would you? A tournament with 8 courts going simultaneously all day and night? I challenge you to find anyone who wants that in their backyard, which to me is another reason to have the courts indoors. And sound travels a lot further over the lake than on land, so the 500 feet distance from the homes that eliminates some parks from having the courts should be increased for the neighbors near the park that are across the lake. So let's please give this additional thought and find a different solution for the pickleball courts. I'm an athlete myself, and don't begrudge people wanting to play pickleball at all. I just don't think it makes any sense to put the courts in Alamagnet Park. Again, thank you for letting me speak, and thank you for serving on our city council and as our mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in and allowing us to hear about your thoughts and what you would like to do. What I'm hearing is that you're saying we can accomplish both. We can accomplish both. And so allow our staff to go through the process, and we'll get through all of this together. Okay, thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is for emergency items only. City Manager Lindberg, do we have any emergency items to come before the body?
Nothing from staff, Mayor.
Thank you. Members of the council? No. Okay, we will then move on. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. This is a grouping of items that's considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. However, an item on the consent agenda can be removed for a separate discussion and vote. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes an item on the consent agenda to be removed for a separate discussion and vote? City Clerk Collins, anyone on online who wishes the item to be removed?
No one online.
Okay. City Manager Lindberg, does staff want to remove an item from the consent agenda?
Nothing from staff, Mayor.
Thank you. Members of the council?
No.
May I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda, please?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. We are now at the regular agenda, and this is a public hearing. And this is for an ordinance establishing the 2025 fees and charges. Jenny Rhodey, our Deputy City Manager and CFO, is presenting this evening. Mrs. Rhodey, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. As you said, the item before you tonight is adoption of the ordinance establishing the 2025 fees and charges schedule. The item or the schedule before you were included in your packet is consistent with what we discussed or the council discussed at the September 10th work session. It includes and it's also, those fees have been incorporated into the 2025 budget that the council approved in December. Fees are set, many fees are set by statute, city ordinance, or agreements. Otherwise, the utility rates are set by the utility rate study, which we discussed with council in September. And otherwise, other discretionary fees were increased by 3%. So I just wanted to kind of review those main points. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you, Mrs. Rhodey. Members of the council, any questions for Deputy City Manager, CFO Rhodey? Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Anyone who wishes to speak to this item? City Clerk Collins, is there anyone online who wishes to speak to this item?
No one online.
Okay, thank you. Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Members of the council, your pleasure.
Move to approve. Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Members of the council, citizens of Burnsville, there are no other items to come before us this evening, and a motion to adjourn is in order.
Move to adjourn.
There's a
Second.
and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. We stand adjourned. Happy New Year, everyone.